November 30th, 2025, began as an ordinary evening in the Philippines, with the sun setting gently over the archipelago and a sense of calm settling in. Manila buzzed with life, jeepneys weaving through traffic, families gathering for dinner, children finishing homework, and neighbors exchanging greetings as the city lights flickered on. Across the provinces, fishermen mended nets by the shore, farmers shared simple meals after a long day's work, and the air was filled with the comforting sounds of daily life. Laughter, music, and the distant crow of roosters. No one suspected that everything was about to change, that the familiar routines would soon be interrupted. In kitchens, the aroma of adobo mingled with the anticipation of the coming Christmas season, as families decorated their homes and children hung paroles in windows. Televisions flickered in the background, connecting homes to the wider world, while radios played softly, sharing news and holiday songs. The nation was united in routine, unaware of the secret lying beneath its waters, a secret that would soon surface and capture everyone's attention. From Cebu's markets to Mindanao's villages, Filipinos shared stories and laughter, looking forward to the holidays and the promise of togetherness. The first festive lights twinkled, and the mood was one of quiet joy, hope, and expectation for the season ahead. But beneath the surface, history was about to be made, as forces unseen began to stir. The Earth was holding a secret, ready to be revealed, a secret that would ripple across the islands and beyond. No one could have predicted the news that would soon electrify the country, sending shockwaves through every community. The evening's calm was a fragile illusion, a stillness before the storm. In moments, the nation's destiny would be rewritten, and lives would be changed forever. The Philippines stood unknowingly on the edge of transformation, poised between the ordinary and the extraordinary. The world was about to turn its gaze to these islands, as headlines would soon echo across continents. The ordinary would become extraordinary, and the familiar would be forever changed. And the night would be remembered forever, etched into the nation's memory as the moment everything shifted. Suddenly, regular programming was interrupted by an urgent tone. Every major network flashed a breaking news banner. Trusted anchors appeared, their faces grave. Conversations stopped, all eyes turned to the TV. The anchors announced a special message from Malacañang Palace. Confusion and concern swept through living rooms. Was it a disaster? A crisis? The suspense was thick. The official seal of the Republic filled the screen. A live feed from the presidential palace began. Correspondence, barely containing excitement, referenced maps and documents. The anchors pieced together the story, a discovery that would reshape the nation. It was not a crisis, but a revelation. Geologists had confirmed a massive oil reserve beneath the sea off Palawan. The scale was described as colossal, potentially rivaling the Middle East. The news rippled through every household. The quiet evening was shattered by a single, unbelievable announcement. The Philippines was now at the center of a global story. The nation, breathless, awaited more details. The future had just changed in an instant. The world was watching. News anchors explained the magnitude of the find. News anchors on TV screens, gesturing to graphics. The oil field, dubbed Perilous ng Silangan, lay in the West Philippine Sea, west of Palawan. Unlike previous gas fields, this was oil, hundreds of billions of barrels, according to early estimates. Years of secret seismic surveys and verification drills had led to this moment. The data was undeniable. The Philippines sat atop a sea of black gold. For most Filipinos, the technical details faded behind the promise of change. Anchors used simple analogies: enough oil to power the nation for generations, to end fuel imports, to create unprecedented wealth. Maps showed the field's vastness. The discovery meant more than money. It meant energy independence and national security. Specialized ships had drilled deep, confirming high-quality crude oil. The geological formation was stable and immense. Every test pointed to the same conclusion. The Philippines had won a geological lottery. The secret was out. The nation's future would never be the same. The world's eyes turned to the archipelago. The promise of prosperity was real. The countdown to transformation had begun. The news swept across the country, sparking a wave of emotion that no one could have anticipated. It was as if the entire nation paused, holding its breath, as the story unfolded on every screen and in every conversation. In cities, car horns blared, not in anger, but in celebration. Jeepney drivers waved flags from their windows, and strangers exchanged smiles in the middle of traffic jams. People poured into streets and public squares, sharing the news in disbelief and joy. Laughter and cheers echoed through neighborhoods, as if a long-awaited dream had finally come true. Social media exploded. Hashtags trended worldwide. Every post, every tweet, every message carried a sense of pride and excitement, connecting Filipinos everywhere in a digital celebration. Overseas Filipinos joined the celebration, feeling a renewed connection to home. Video calls were filled with tears, laughter, and stories of hope, bridging thousands of miles in an instant. For a nation used to hardship, this was a miracle. Tears of joy flowed freely, and prayers of gratitude filled the air in homes both grand and humble. Political differences faded, replaced by unity and pride. Even rivals set aside their disputes, coming together for the good of the country. In coffee shops and bars, strangers toasted to a brighter future. The sense of camaraderie was unmistakable, as if everyone belonged to one big family. The discovery belonged to everyone, a national treasure that promised to change lives for generations. In poorer communities, hope was tangible. Smiles appeared where worry once lived, and children dared to dream bigger. Families in Tondo huddled around radios, dreaming of jobs, better schools, and reliable electricity. The promise of opportunity felt real for the first time. The oil meant a chance for a better life, right at home. No longer just a distant hope, but a future within reach for millions. The unity was palpable. The nation felt like one big family, bound together by hope and possibility. For the first time in years, hope outshone fear. Relief and optimism filled the air as if a new chapter was beginning. The dream of a prosperous Philippines seemed within reach. People looked to the horizon, imagining a future filled with opportunity and progress. The celebration was spontaneous and heartfelt. Fireworks lit up the night sky, and music played in the streets. The story traveled from Batanes to Tawi-Tawi in minutes, uniting islands and cities in a single joyful moment. The oil was more than a resource. It was a symbol of possibility, a beacon for a nation ready to rise. The night was alive with hope. The future felt bright, and for once, the whole country believed in tomorrow. The broadcast shifted to a live address from the president, interrupting regular programming as millions tuned in across the nation, sensing the gravity of the moment. Standing before the nation, the president's voice was resolute, carrying both the weight of history and the hope of a brighter tomorrow. Tonight, our destiny has changed. We stand at the threshold of a new era. We are now custodians of one of the world's largest oil reserves, a resource that will shape our future for generations to come. The president called the discovery a gift for every Filipino, past, present, and future. He spoke of ancestors' dreams and the promise owed to children yet unborn. He promised the oil wealth would transform the nation, building roads, funding hospitals, modernizing the military, and lifting people from poverty. Every Filipino would feel the impact, from bustling cities to remote villages. This is the sovereign wealth of the Filipino people, he declared, his words ringing with pride and determination. The speech emphasized sovereignty and independence, a future where the Philippines would chart its own course. The Philippines would no longer be at the mercy of global energy prices, free at last from the uncertainty of foreign supply. We will be a strategic partner, a major energy producer. Our voice will matter on the world stage. We will deal with the world on our own terms, forging alliances that respect our sovereignty and values. The president called for unity and vigilance, urging every citizen to stand together in this historic moment. He vowed to create an ironclad legal framework, fight corruption, and ensure transparency so that this wealth would benefit all, not just a few. This great gift comes with great responsibility. We must be wise stewards, not just for ourselves, but for the generations that will follow. We must protect it for future generations, ensuring that prosperity and opportunity endure long after we are gone. The address ended with a call to work together for a just and prosperous legacy, reminding all that unity is the foundation of progress. The nation was inspired and resolute, hearts swelling with pride and hope for what lay ahead. The promise of a new dawn was real as sunlight broke over the archipelago, illuminating a future filled with possibility. The president's words echoed in every home, sparking conversations and dreams in every corner of the country. The country stood united, ready for the challenge, determined to seize this moment and shape their own destiny. The world watched as the Philippines embraced its new future. Hope had become resolve, and a nation stood ready to rise. In the days after, euphoria gave way to reflection. Filipinos dreamed of a better life, education, jobs, and progress. But skepticism lingered. Many feared corruption would swallow the wealth. Will it just make the rich richer? Became a common refrain. Environmental concerns grew, especially in Palawan. Activists warned of oil spills threatening reefs and fisheries. The debate between progress and preservation began. The nation's conversation turned to how the wealth would be managed. The oil was a double-edged sword, promise and peril intertwined. Hope remained, but so did caution. The discovery exploded onto the global stage. Headlines from CNN to the BBC led with the story. Oil markets trembled, analysts recalculated futures, neighboring countries eyed the Philippines as a new energy source. China reasserted its claims, raising the specter of conflict. The US reaffirmed its alliance, while Russia watched warily. Diplomats and energy executives flocked to Manila. The Philippines was now a key player in a high-stakes geopolitical game. Opportunity and pressure arrived in equal measure. Extracting the oil posed immense challenges. The field lay deep beneath the sea, requiring advanced technology the Philippines lacked. Foreign oil giants would be needed, complicating negotiations. Environmental risks loomed large. One spill could devastate Palawan's ecosystem. Strict regulations and constant monitoring would be essential. Infrastructure, pipelines, refineries, ports would take years and billions to build. Managing the project's finances was equally daunting. The government had to ensure fair deals and transparency. The risk of corruption and bad contracts was high. The journey from discovery to production would be long and fraught. Success depended on planning, vigilance, and integrity. The Philippines stood at a crossroads. One path led to shared prosperity, sustainability, and national strength. It required transparency, wise investment, and environmental protection. The other path was the resource curse: corruption, conflict, and inequality. The choice was clear but difficult. Laws, institutions, and citizen vigilance would be crucial. Civil society and local communities needed a voice. Transparency was the nation's best defense. The initial celebration had to become sustained vigilance. Every Filipino had a stake in the outcome. The road ahead would be challenging. With unity and courage, the Philippines could turn oil into lasting prosperity. The future would be defined by the choices made now.